You are thinking of being a running mate to Atiku. Is that the case right now? That's your intention?
Again, Shehu, this is not in play. Nobody have ever discussed that.
You know why I'm asking?
People assume so many things. Nobody have ever discussed with me whether I'm going to be A or B or C. Shehu, I'm going to contest for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe I'm qualified for it.
You know the reason why I'm asking this? The coalition has been touted as Atiku-led coalition. And there are those who think that organization of coming together, that marriage is for an Atiku platform to run.
People just assume anything in this country. And I don't believe in assumption. I don't live with it. I'm part of a coalition which will be able to produce a competent president with the capacity, compassion.
All right. So over the weekend, there was a 1 hour full interview. Sunday night, yes. 1 hour full interview with Shehu of Channels TV with Peter Obo. This segment is called Tinubu in Trouble. Only 30% support from the North. Somebody is predicting this. I'm going to read this to you real quickly from a Zainab Galadima, and then you can take it away, sir. This was published on Vanguard. It says Zainab Galadima, daughter of New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Chieftain Buba Galadima, believes President Bola Tinubu could secure as little as 30% of votes from the northern region in the 2027 presidential election. Speaking on the mic on podcast hosted by Channels television journalist Shehu Okinbaloye, Zainab described the upcoming election as likely Tinubu's most difficult political challenge yet. Take it away, sir. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Oh, thank you very much, Ola. For a very long time, I settled myself to the reality of politics in Nigeria, particularly among Northerners. You see, at the time, I even formulated a mantra. The predominant spiritual force up north is Islam. And they would say, Allah Akbar, meaning there is no God but Allah. And when I look at the religious commitment to the issue of politics and power, sometimes I'm tempted to say that there is no God to the average Northerner but power. You see how those things can interchange. The commitment of the average Northerner to securing power at any expense is in no doubt whatsoever. And when they get that power, what they do with it is another issue. Hence, the issue of very visible social issues like poverty and agitations up north. But from the feelers that we continue to get, kind of feedback to that will help Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I really do not care whether he gets elected or re-elected or he self-perpetuates. The thing is that he should understand that northern elements and individuals, commoners and powerful individuals up north today are not really smiling. If the smiling folks in the southwest, down south, everywhere, if they continue to say that it's their turn, southerners must spend 2 times and what have you, that is of little or no concern to compatriots up north. And they must work out their salvation, political salvation, or they must secure whatever they call their presidency now with trepidation and fear, because northern elements are not really joking. Now, you will look at some individuals in the emerging coalition, say like El-Rufai, who said all kinds of stuff about Atiku Abubakar, who said all kinds of stuff about Peter Obi in the 2023 presidential contest. Today, they have come together trying to see what they can do. And when you see such forces coming together, you will understand that it looks like where the carcass is, there you would find vultures. It therefore means that there is something that is of common interest, a commonality of agenda to Nigerian opposition politicians at this moment. It does not matter the way people like Wike are painting it that, oh, these people, they have been there, they are this, they are that. Do they have some leverage? And then the political calculation, or let's say the numeracy calculation, politics being game of number, like the late Umaru Diko would put it. Do you think, whether it is skewed or it is genuine, do you think the population strength of the North could swing things in their favor? So if Lady Galadima is saying that maybe 30% of votes may be the highest attainable for Tinubu in the unfolding political dispensation, that may be true. However, let me also tell you this. If these coalition elements have been at their game from what they say, they themselves just disclosed to us, at their game for more than 18 months now, barely 6 months after Tinubu secured the presidency. So you think it will be easy for somebody like Peter Obi to divulge everything he has in his chest, telling Nigerians whether it's going to be on a joint ticket with Atiku or not? You know, they are trying to, the acolytes of the current president are doing everything possible to demarcate the coalition. But the harder they try, something is being betrayed about how they are taking the entire thing. It's like they're under pressure. It's like they are tensed up already. It's like what Yorubas will call Sorongbewon. You understand? So it's neither here nor there. All we can do, we don't want to jump the gun concerning the politics of 2027. We can only, you and I, are like other news hands all over Africa and Africa, the diaspora. What we can do is just to sit down, look, and make sure that we are in our best element concerning how we file in the reportage on these events as they develop. But I see that something, I can sense that something is beginning to give in concerning the current administration. You know, there will be so much name calling. For example, the first reaction of Mr. Bayo Onanuga, the media advisor to President Bola Tinubu, was so exhaustive and full of lambast. Why go to that strength if they are not bothered? I listened to what's his name? Daniel Douala tonight. After Aredele Momodu spoke to Seun Okinbaloye on Channels TV. I listened to Daniel Douala, who spoke from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Although it was mispronouncing Badue arrangement and coalition and all that. Well, to even use the word Badue, it means that he knows something about Badue politics himself. Yeah, so all these things, they are going to tackle themselves. Politicians are good at that. And all we can do now is to sit by and watch them, whether they tear themselves apart or they choose to cooperate with themselves. You know, you do not expect an easy kill for a pack of lions or carnivores. It's not going to be an easy thing. They will do everything to make sure that they corner that thing to their side. What I'm hoping for is a situation in which there will be a newer generation of Nigerians. And, I have mentioned a lot the person of Omoyele Sowore and others who are who are deeply visionary to really take up the charge. But, it's almost like one thing we know about the place of the oppressed. Whether you are taking it from the world of late Professor Larotimi or the Brazilian famous author of this book on oppressed people. The game is of the same universal standard. It is almost Catholic that the people that are really at the receiving end of the harsh policies of whether this current government or past ones. I mean, you see the way people like Rotimi Amechi will come on the scene, and it will come on the scene and want to repackage Buhari as being better than Tinubu. They want us to forget that Tinubu administration is the continuation of the APC voyage. And that it's not been easy for Nigerians. I mean, whichever way you take it, it will take the unity of the common people of Nigeria. But isn't that utopian in itself? But if it's something that can be realized, that the common folks in Nigeria will come together and say, well, you can tear yourselves apart as much as you want. You can boast about the size of your Rolls Royce or how you arrived at your work. Because now each side is being asked, whether it's Amechi or Wike, how did you make your money?
Well, speaking of Amechi and Wike and
yes,
and even the matter of choice between Atiku and Bitabi, we're going to come back to that in a second. I want us to cover this.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So long they find it so difficult to give straight answers to Nigerian to the generality or majority of us Nigerians. By the way, I have my voter's card, so I'm not just. And for me, it's a matter of obligation to vote, whether as an American or as a Nigerian. Yes. So they shouldn't think that we are just talking. For example, they are saying all sorts now. Like you said, we would revisit the matter shortly.
Yeah.
I don't want to give out too much.
And if you don't give too much away. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Before we move on to the rest of this story, we want to cover a little bit on Donald Trump. So we'll be right back.
Thank you.
With the trade deal.